Hello YouTube, this is my review video of the Exceed Madfire. This is the .28 Racing Edition, and the first thing right out of the box is that it looks really well built. As you can see, these front and rear support arms for the shocks, they're tempered aluminum, really thick bars on front and back. It's got the big bore 16mm shocks front and back, and I've already went ahead and broken this in. Not too hard breaking it in. The only real problem I had is kind of my own ignorance. I forgot to fully charge my glow starter, and that was the only real thing about it. One thing I would have to say though is that the reason why I would think these models are a little bit cheaper to buy is because you have to do more tuning to these. They take way more tuning than what other models take. On the other side of that, this is an extremely durable buggy. It's very durable, very, very fast. I mean, I've had this thing upwards of probably 60 plus miles an hour on road, and I actually popped the foam out of a tire and had to re-glue it back. And like I said, just takes a little more tuning than a normal car. That's the only difference that I would find between maybe a high-end like HPI Racing and Traxxas and these. They don't have a lot of cool designs on it. It's just kind of a cheap little body to it. But other than that, it's very, very fast, very durable. Here in a few minutes, I'm going to take the body off, but I'm going to go over a few things first. I changed out the wheels. These are not stock wheels that came on it. I got new tread that goes on them. See if you can see on the front and back. Here, I'll show you what the other wheels looked like. These are the ones that came on it. As you can see, there's absolutely no tread left on these. Just completely burned them out. I'm just going to use these for if I decide to go on the road, so I don't burn these out to begin with. These are cheap wheels. On the NitroRCX.com, these were probably, I think, $13 for 2 wheels. Then that's also including the inner foam and the rim itself. They came separated, so you had to glue them yourself, but not a biggie. Okay, I want to go over the starter kit real quick for you, to show you some little tips and things. Okay, when I first got my kit, I went ahead and ordered extra glow plugs, extra air filters, and I went to a hobby store and got the break-in oil and the air filter oil. It's a good starter kit. I mean, like I said, the glow starter, I kind of forgot to charge. It didn't hold a charge that well, but as long as you keep up on it, it's not a big deal. The only main problem is that I know you had this is your flathead for your tuning, and there was a 4-way that came with it. The 4-way is a piece of crap. Just throw it away. It's a piece of junk metal, and it won't hold up to tightening anything. What I recommend getting is this right here. It's called a Husky. It's a 28-piece ratchet T-driver set. It's very nice to do any work or any other tuning that you want in your vehicle. Extremely well made. I use it for all my work I do on mine. Okay. The stock receiver. It's pretty nice. It's good for stock. I want to upgrade to a bigger, better one a little bit later on, but there's no problem with it. One thing I did is I went out and also got this. I made sure it was the same type of batteries that came with the kit to begin with. I went and got extra rechargeable batteries and this. So anytime I think that maybe a charge is running a little bit low on the batteries in the box, I just change them out, throw the old ones on the charger, wait a couple hours, and it's done. So you don't have to worry about too much about that. Okay, let me go ahead and take this off. One major thing is that, I mean, I went ahead and went to a hardware store and got extra holder pins for it, because when you find out that whenever you're tuning this engine, you lay these things on the ground and you forget about them. So I went ahead and got like 15 more of these things. They're like 5 cents a piece. Not a big deal. Whoa. Okay. You see, it's a nice, clean setup. No real problems with it. The only real thing I have to say is that this gas tank right here, it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of dark. You can't really see it too well, but one side of these brake pads, the screw, is underneath this gas tank. Kind of a similar problem back here. You can't really see it either. Sorry about the lighting. Is that the other screw on the left-hand side of the rear brakes is really, really close to the clutch bell. So you'd have to actually do some work to even get to those. I've had it for about a month now. I've ran it pretty hard, and I've been on the brake extremely hard, and it doesn't seem that you would need to do any adjustment or anything that has to do with the brakes. There's the engine, full start, muffler, gas tank, air filter. That thing does get really, really dirty. So the nice thing to do is just take this off, and while you're cleaning the air filter or putting a new one on, put some after-run oil in the carb and the engine. And throttle, brake servo, and steering servo. I'm actually here in a couple weeks. I want to change this steering servo out to a Spectrum, high torque, all metal gear steering servo, just so I can get a lot better performance out of the front end. That would be my only problem with it, that if you're running it pretty fast through the grass and you want to take a sharp corner real quick when you're coming hard on braking, it kind of wants to not take it as fast just because it's not a very strong servo, and the speed of the car wants to keep it kind of going a little bit straighter line. Other thing is that if you hit a bump too hard, batteries pop loose, and that could send it having a wide open throttle for its last signal it received and speeding away from you out of your signal. So just wrap your batteries up with tape or put a little piece of foam in there or something. Not a big deal. As I read or saw a video from the Squirrels review, you do have to go and get parts from the NitroRCX.com or ExceedRC. If you get them from ExceedRC or NitroRCX, they come from California, so it's going to take a little bit to get to you, depending on where you are. Good shocks on it. Let me turn this on. Just kind of show you what I mean about the steering servo. Whoa. I don't know if you can tell from the quality of my camera, but that's actually very fast for the steering, or for the throttle servo. I mean, it does okay. Like I said, if you're going kind of fast through grass or anything else, you want to take a hard corner under braking, it kind of wants to stay in a little bit straighter formation than what you're trying to put it as, just because it's not as strong. Sorry about that. I just say, right out of the box, I mean, the braking, how they had it set up was extremely tight. I mean, this thing could stop from full throttle in just maybe about a foot. I mean, it was ridiculous how quick this thing wanted to stop. Even with the stock tires on it, it stopped pretty quickly. Turn this off. It's a nice clean setup. It's real compressed near the center. Like I said, there is a little bit of tight problems with that in case you want to adjust things on it. But it's all nice to the center. It keeps the weight down. Has these nice splash guards on it to kind of keeps it from spray it from these tires from getting inside. And I would say that's about it. like the squirrels review video, I would give it about the same. I mean, I don't have a huge collection or anything like that, but I would definitely give this like a A- because it's very, very, very durable. To me, the parts online aren't as big as a deal. I mean, unless you do some hardcore racing and you need these parts quick for some reason, then that would be a big problem for you. But for me, it's not that big a deal. I can stand to wait a little bit. So, that's it. I'll see you all later.